Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to one and all. It's AJ here. Well, man, I'll tell you, when it rains, it pours. We got a bunch of heavy rains coming in from the southwest. And it's also raining with my car because as soon as I left Hoppensack, right, there's a little side story behind that. Both my crankshaft sensor and my camshaft sensor started having issues. My car started bucking, but I'm thinking this kind of happened. This happened about 2 months ago. Was kind of having that issue, so I wasn't really thinking anything about it. Excuse me. But now I'm like, okay, and I started throwing up codes. It's a P0342 and a 335, 55 is the crank, and the 342 is the camshaft. I ordered two parts from Amazon, and I hope I don't have the snafu I did with the last part, the last thing that never showed up, that DVD disc cleaner. But it's GM apparently doesn't make certain parts anymore for that engine. It's a gamble. But I think it's wiring, because I've looked online, and some of the people that have dealt with that said the most common problem is the wiring. I notice it's intermittent. 1 minute it has a code, next minute it doesn't have any codes. I think it's the wiring, because it's exposed to the heat and elements and junk like that. But yeah, anyway, they're easy to replace because, well, for me they are. Because all I do for the crankshaft sensor, it's going to be the more difficult one. I'll have to take off, because I had to replace my oil sending unit before. I'll have to take, it's right next to it on the back of the block on the Chevy 2.2. I've got to take off the belt, of course. I've got to jack the engine up. I've got to take off the power steering pump pulley, pulley bracket, power steering pump bracket. I'm sorry. I'm tired. But yeah. And then I've got to get underneath the, like, so I have to jack the motor up a little bit to give myself a little more access. That'll be that. And after that, I'm thinking hopefully it's just the wiring, but I'm just going to go ahead and replace it anyway. Might as well, right? And then the camshaft sensor, that's surprisingly easy to get to. It's right by the coil packs. It's on the coil pack housing on the top side of the engine. Mine's a sideways engine, so it's on the driver's side. If it's an S10, it's going to be straight, which means it'll be on the passenger side. Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah. That's pretty cool. Now, getting back to the side story about the Hoppensack, I went in there, right? And the cashier's talking to these two thoughts, man. They were thoughts. They were dressed like thoughts. Anyway, he's sitting there BSing with them, talking about stuff, getting their numbers. I'm like standing there, had the money out, just waiting. And they started to bullshit, and I know he's seen me. And as soon as they leave, right, I go up there and act like I'm gonna pay. Before he says anything, I just calmly, just quietly, just casually put my money in my wallet and slide it into my pocket and just walk on out. He says something like, "Oh man," I'm just like walked out like, "Wow, you lost a sale because of a couple of hoes." But anyway, I'm just like, and all that's on camera too, man. So he keeps that up, he's not gonna have a job. Yeah, that's that Hoppensack at Cash Road, just across from Easy Go, like southeast of Easy Go. And I'm like, I could just slide on up the road to Stripes, so yeah, want to play that game, I can play. But anyway, man, it felt like a real summer day at work. It was quiet, man, until like 5:30. Boom, the floor exploded on the gantry. I was like, well, look at all these tires. And it's like the coordinator's office, and I'm like, come on, man. Hey, that's what I signed on for. But yeah, so I was going to wait for this rain to show up. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch, my videos. You gotta make a comment, keep it respectful, give it a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you want to. As always, most importantly, in the name of Christ Jesus, be blessed, be safe, be healthy, be at peace, and stay dry. I'm out.